Hi, my name is Brandon Brown. I'll be advocating for the use of limited free public speech. As recent issues pertaining to the limiting of free speech have arisen again, the prominent notions which are kind of discussed are that of hate speech and crimes that are commonly incited by it, the gathering of individuals who are bigoted and promote heinous ideals that are um, anti-Semitic or against people of color, and the more than half of Americans that believe that limiting free speech is necessary. So, with regard to limiting free speech, the most discussed topic of the three is that of hate speech and the hate crimes that come along with them sometimes. Hate speech is defined by the American Library Association as any form of expression in which the speakers intend to vilify, humiliate, or incite hatred against a group or class of persons on a basis of race, religion, skin color, sexual identity, gender identity, ethnicity, disability, or national origin. In the United States, the hate speech is protected under the First Amendment and is meant to allow individuals to have robust conversation amongst each other about prevalent issues, even if they um, descend into that kind of language. The Supreme Court case Schneider versus Phelps exemplifies this reasoning and talks about how hate speech can only be criminalized when it directly incites threats or violence in specifics. Secondly, the greater extension of the previous discussion and pertains to the allowance of gatherings which promote these same kind of notions, and that they should be limited or disallowed entirely. Germany, which following the reabsorption of East Germany in 1990, the entirety of the country's constitution and their limited persons adopted a limited free speech system where the public speech and gathering is entirely free and unlimited, excluding any promotion of Nazi symbolism or anti-Semitic ideals. The um, public Holocaust denial is also completely illegal and can be punished by up to 5 years of prison, depending on severity of the infringement. Um, these rules were written into the German Constitution while um, within within speech laws themselves, and that wording is kind of just worded as anti-constitutional speech is just disallowed within the entire country. If implemented within the U.S., these laws might reflect this language and refer to the all men created equal portion of the Declaration of Independence. This would limit neo-Nazi gatherings or any kind of similar gathering in nature. There was one in 2016 in Buffalo where um, that was widely publicized and was around the media. Um, and most of these points still and even though these some are limited, most points still maintain the ability to hold accurate and robust discussion. Finally, this being put into practice in America, though free speech in its entirety has been a staple of our governing system since the country's founding. Um, in a 2019 poll, it was shown that 61% of Americans believe that the First Amendment should be rewritten to reflect modern social standards, and 54% believing that inciting any kind of hate speech or going against that rewriting should or could result in jail time. This doesn't necessarily have to mean a complete dismantling of the First Amendment, as some individuals believe that with the institutionalization of limited free speech, the U.S. might become a similar circumstance to the Chinese government, where any kind of anti-government speech and any kind of speech and discussion which goes against the government ideals is completely shut down. Um, though that isn't the case, we could rewrite it in a similar manner to the German Constitution, where which is deemed unconstitutional, is limited within public standards. And yeah, so with regard to limited free speech, the laws don't have to entirely change based on the basis of the First Amendment. Rather, they might be rewritten to disallow public demonstration of bigoted notions or groups. Thanks so much.